Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the new Roam Freaker. This board features Roam's Fusion Camber, which is a camber dominant cam rocker. You got a tiny little bit of rocker out in the tip of the tail, but predominantly it's just traditional camber. This is going to give you that load and pop of traditional camber, but you're going to get a slight ease of entry in and out of turns, as well as just a little bit easier area to press when you're buttering or jibbing. This board is available in 149, 152, 155, 158, 154 wide, 157 wide, 160 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain on a sunny Bluebird day with warmer temps. There was perfect hero corduroy on the run. There was heavy pow off the run, as well as ice and chunder. And I rode it with my Roam Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. The overall flex of this board comes just past middle of the road all mountain freestyle, so it's a little bit stiffer but still directional in nature. So you have a slightly softer nose, stiffens up out in front of that insert pack, and it just progressively gets a little bit stiffer through to the tail. There's a moderate amount of torsional flex, but nothing really overwhelming with it. Now, what you will notice is you do get chatter way out in the nose, but that Omega hot rod pretty much dissipates it before it would hit the front foot. Otherwise, this board will plow and cut through chop and chunder with ease and stay on top of everything, making it a little bit more stable. Here's the thing with this board. You got camber dominance with a small little amount of rocker out in the tail. So when you load this board up, you get like a slight skate snap at the last minute off this. But you've also got these dual rods back there that just give you immense pop. So when you load this board up, those activate, you boost. Now, if you're being laid back, you're still going to be pleasantly surprised with how much pop this board has. It's got serious snap. This is a board for just launching off everything in your path. And when it comes to jumps, small, medium, large, it doesn't matter. The lip will do so much, but this board will accentuate it and really get you in the air. It wants to pop. It wants to get you up into the air and boost you to the moon. So if you like to get snap and you like to send it and you like a board that isn't exactly a full twin tip, you should probably be looking at this. The big thing to note with buttering on this board is how reactive this deck can be just due to those rods in there, as well as the camber profile. Obviously, the nose, with it being slightly softer and only one rod, is going to be the more optimal area to just do a butter on. You're going to be able to swivel around on the nose, press, do a 180, press into it. But on the tail, you know, you can get sideways. You're just going to feel those rods want to rebound and react and get you back up in the air, revert you back around. It's a board that you got to kind of muscle it when you do butter with it. Now, when it comes to jibbing, it takes a little bit more effort, especially when you set down into a tail press. You're gonna feel those rods wanna pop you out. It's not that it's fight, it's just that reactive. And when you're in the nose press and you're just coming off the end of the feature, that rod, the camber profile, it snaps you right out. Now, when you get sideways, this board more or less cradles the feature, but it doesn't clap out. It doesn't feel like it's really hugging it. And you just sort of know that you're wrapped around it, and it'll get you to the end of the feature, and then you'll be able to pop right back out. A little bit of speed and a little more muscle does go a long way with this board on the jibs. What's nice about carving on this board is how it has a subtle flow to it. It's not overly aggressive until you want it to be. So with that, you've got this smooth, simple initiation off the nose. And then as you're driving through the carve and you hit that center section of the camber and you push into it, you get more power that's only amplified by those dual rods in the tail. That's where you get the power to push you out of the turn. You get that real deep slingshot effect, and you can feel it in there. What's nice though is this board does let you ankle steer. You can feel that torsional flex in there. So when you're on edge, you can be a little more nuanced with how you drive those carves. If you want to do deep aggressive carves, you can. You want to be more laid back, you can. It pretty much covers everything in the gamut that you could want. And that's what's nice about this board. You don't have to be in your A game, but you're still going to get power out of it. But when you do bring your A game and you really drive this board, you get even more power out of it. Who's this board for? Someone that likes power and snap in their all-mountain freestyle focus. This board feels like a more aggressive Warden. So what you're going to get is a Warden that's on speed, that has an addiction to weightlifting. It's going to give you more power. You're going to be able to boost a little bit more higher. Overall, it's just a great board for what it is. And I mean, it's Rene Rinnekongas' pro model. And if you've ever seen how he rides and how he approaches things, it makes total sense. Come in hot, throw a really sick trick, and have people wondering, how the fuck did he do that on a directional looking board? That's where it's at. This board's a blast. If you're one of those guys that's like looked at the Warden and been, it might be below my level, you need to be looking at the Freaker instead. Overall, this thing's super, super solid. You can't really complain about what it actually is. The shape's great. The camber profile's great. The side cut's great. It's just a great board in general. Comparable boards. The Academy Masters, the Tell Us Mike Rankwit My Story, the Kemper Flight. Binding recommendations, the Rome Katana, the Ride C8, the Burton Cartel. This has been my review of the Rome Freaker. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not going to miss any of the videos we got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.